Black Panther, released last week, is smashing records, smashing expectations, upholding the Marvel standard, and getting black folks, white folks, comic fans, everybody to the theater to see it. Let's talk about that. Black Panther is the 19th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It features T'Challa, played very regally and aptly by Chadwick Boseman, who is about to assume the throne of his home country of Wakanda, following the recent assassination of his father, King T'Chaka, depicted in Captain America: Civil War. As far as Marvel films go, Black Panther doesn't reinvent the wheel. That said, going into this movie, expect to get all the stuff you would expect in the MCU. Heroic action, a whole lot of visual effects, and a supervillain arguably better than most. Arguably the best we've seen. The main plot is Eric Stevens, or N'Jadaka, or Killmonger, played excellently by Michael B. Jordan, is the cousin of T'Challa, but has grown up in Oakland, California, abandoned and orphaned as his father, N'Jobu, played by Sterling K. Brown, was killed by his brother, King T'Chaka. He leaves N'Jobu's son behind to fend for himself to protect the secret of his brother's betrayal. Killmonger grows up, spends his life training, educating himself, and killing for the CIA and Black Ops teams to work his way to Wakanda and challenge T'Challa for the throne and kill him to become king. In the challenge, Killmonger seems to win decisively and claims the throne of Wakanda and the mantle of Black Panther. But because he throws T'Challa off a waterfall and doesn't kill him by, say, decapitation or stab him through the heart, we all know he's not dead and will come back to reclaim his throne, which he does. And it's a fight between the two Black Panthers. Of course, T'Challa wins. We've all seen the trailer for Infinity War. We see T'Challa as ordering someone to get Steve Rogers a shield. So no real surprises. The story isn't overly complicated, but that's really not a criticism. If I were to make a criticism, I wish T'Challa's near-death experience would have been a bit more creative than just being found by some fishermen of the Jabari tribe, but that is my only real criticism. Black Panther pretty much does everything else right. First and foremost, selecting Ryan Coogler as the director was the smartest move Marvel and Disney could make. This film has a sensibility that only a black filmmaker could have brought to it. While it is very much a comic book superhero movie, it touches on some political and social issues that are relevant and does so without being preachy. Given the dynamics, Wakanda being pretty much the most powerful country in the world due to its technology, and society being based on vibranium, it must be addressed that for centuries, this country sat upon its resources and did not share it with the rest of the world and did nothing to interfere with slavery and all of the many crimes against brown people that continue to this day. Coogler directed and co-wrote a script that not only addresses a realistic issue in a fictional world, but uses it as motivation for the film's biggest antagonist, and to make that villain, while straight up cold-blooded, very relatable. Coogler also keeps the fictional country of Wakanda real. Wakanda has a rich Pan-African culture. Its people are prosperous, beautiful. It is a literal paradise that has technological achievements that enter into pure science fiction and would make Tony Stark drool. I'm waiting to see that, by the way. It seems the only complaint African peoples have with the movie is that the accents from the actors aren't as good as they would like. The point is, a white director, while not meaning to, would have turned Wakanda into a giant minstrel show. For a black director like Coogler, there was a whole lot that he knew had to be right, and it was. So far, Coogler, who has also directed Fruitvale Station and Creed, is 3 for 3. He is a very young but fantastic director. I expect that his career progressing the way that it is, he will be remembered amongst the most legendary of directors. Second, the cast could not be better, not at all. There is not a single wrong note when it comes to the acting in this film. Chadwick Boseman, who has a knack for playing roles where his character is the center of attention, his breakout role being 42, Get On Up, and Marshall, as just a few examples, continues the tradition here. He makes total sense as T'Challa. He's regal, intelligent, yet vulnerable, and his martial arts background given the physicality for the role. Michael B. Jordan nails Killmonger. I don't think an Oscar nomination would be inappropriate. His Killmonger performance should be added to the Screen Villain Hall of Fame. Maybe Killmonger might show up in the Villains Pub on how it should have ended, who knows. But seriously, Jordan is perfect. Danai Gurira is perfect as General Okoye, and we've seen her fight on screen before as Michonne in Walking Dead, but here she plays a character with authority as well as ferocity. Gurira is flawless, as is Nyong'o. Lupita Nyong'o, Oscar winner Lupita Nyong'o, has never been better as she shows off a different side of her skill set. An Oscar, and now she's doing Disney movies. How is this sister going to make a living? Other familiar faces include Oscar nominee and screen veteran Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda, Academy Award winner Forrest Whitaker as older Zuri, Denzel Whitaker as younger Zuri, no relation, Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out fame as Wakabi, Sterling K. Brown, mentioned earlier, as Njobu, Winston Duke as the scene-stealing M'Baku of the Jabari, and Letitia Wright as T'Challa's baby sister and Wakanda's tech wizard Shuri, who stole pretty much every scene she was in. She had me rolling. She might be my favorite character. Oh, and there were a couple of white people. Both of them were in Tolkien movies. Andy Serkis returned as Ulysses Klaue, who also had a knack for stealing scenes, and Martin Freeman returned as Agent Everett Ross with a solid performance. Good, now both actors from Sherlock have recurring roles in the MCU. But what are these guys going to do for a paycheck? My favorite thing about Panther is its message about being part of a global community. It has one of those endings in a movie that is impossible in a real world because, well, for one, there is no such thing as Wakanda or vibranium. And second, you can usually never count on people to be the best versions of themselves in real life. But it does show us what that might look like and inspires us to strive for it. That, in my opinion, is what the best movies do. So where does Black Panther rank in the Marvel Pantheon? Well, let's see. As of right now, it has the 5th highest opening of all time, the highest President's Day weekend opening, and 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is the highest for a superhero movie ever. Oh, and it may go without saying that Black Panther scores the highest opening for a black director ever. It is fair to say that Black Panther is one of the best of the MCU, and I think it might be my personal favorite thus far. But as a film, I give Black Panther a 4 1/4. I haven't bought a Marvel film on Blu-ray in a while, but this one will definitely be purchased. And there you have it. Did you see Black Panther yet? What are you waiting for? If you did, what do you think? Love it? Hate it? Indifferent? Too many black people? Please leave your comments below and get the conversation started. And please support our tiny little channel by clicking that subscribe button and the bell so we can spoil you some more. And to quote Stan Lee, Excelsior! We out.